You know, folks, back when George W. Bush first left office, I breathed this big sigh of relief. And I said to myself, there will never be a president in our lifetime that I despise more than him. And there will never be one as stupid as he is. And we had 8 years of Obama. And then along came Donald Trump. And it didn't take no time at all for me to be missing W. And I thought to myself, this ain't right. This ain't normal. This should have never happened. And I've mentioned this in other videos, but I was reminded of the Hunter S. Thompson quote where he said that one day someone would come along that would make Nixon look like a liberal. Well, there was quite a bit of distance between Nixon and George W. Bush, but there wasn't enough distance between W. Bush and Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has held on to the throne of the most hated politician that I've ever seen in my lifetime. However, I will say that there's someone who is absolutely nipping at his heels, and I could so see in years to come that I'm going to loathe this guy more than I do Trump now. I can already see it coming because I've come to the conclusion that Trump is a moron. I've come to the conclusion that his followers will believe anything that Trump says, even though Trump hates them and can't stand them and just uses them and manipulates them and uses them to his advantage. But he speaks in a very stupid way to them. But the one that's nipping at his heels that I'm beginning to hate more is VP-elect J.D. Vance, because J.D. is good at articulating bullshit. J.D. is really good at gaslighting in a way where it actually sounds as though he's speaking intelligent. Donald Trump gaslights in a way where he's just being a complete buffoon to buffoons. But Vance is someone who articulates in a manner that I could so see moderates and independents being duped into going, well, he sounds a lot more reasonable than Trump. But I'm going to read you this tweet that JD put out. This is absolutely just a masterclass of gaslighting. And I had to talk about it when I seen it because this is gaslighting that surpasses Trump because, again, Trump is just gaslighting in a very stupid manner. This, when you read it out loud, I want you to listen to the way Vance goes about gaslighting the audience. This was his post over on the dumpster fire that is Twitter. One of the most important skills I see in successful and good people is to constantly reevaluate assumptions. Okay. They make predictions based on various inputs, some of them unknown, and reevaluate based on what they got right and wrong. They trust people not because they're always right, no one is, but because if you're constantly seeking the truth, it's easy to identify those who are doing the same. Okay. If you were confident that Donald J. Trump was going to lose, maybe you should question what else they know about him. Maybe the people who misled you about his electoral chances have misled you about other things. In the words of Cormac McCarthy, and I really hate that he put his words in his mouth, if the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was that rule? Now, I could so see there being people out there who's going to see that and go, oh, man, JD's pretty articulate. Yeah, JD makes sense. No, JD was absolutely gaslighting anyone and everyone that read that because he is suggesting that we let the media mislead us into thinking that Donald Trump was going to lose, and that's not the case. We all knew the possibility of Donald Trump being reelected. That's why we spent every day pumping out content, bringing the receipts, bringing the evidence, showing people to their face what Donald Trump was saying and doing, and that's just it. I wasn't over here talking about the mainstream media. I showed clips where Trump appeared on it. I used clips where Trump was there. But I didn't sit and listen to Fox, CNN, or MSNBC tell me anything. And as far as the sources that I did go and listen to, I did listen to a whole lot of voices in the pro-democracy movement. However, we were all simply showing exactly what Trump said and exactly what Trump did, and we always had the evidence to back it up. So it's not like that we were over here just going, oh, yeah, he's never going to win. That's not possible. Only Kamala can win this. We were not that delusional. We knew the chances that Donald Trump would win. That's why we went out of our way to point out to people what a danger the dude was to democracy. We saw what happened and what unfolded on January 6th. And no matter how many times Joe Rogan has Jamie pull it up, roll the clip of some guy sitting on the other side of the building just enjoying the day, it doesn't matter. We saw the police officers beat over the head. We heard the testimonies of the police officers. We saw the footage of what really happened. We saw them chanting, hang Mike Pence. That wasn't anyone misleading us. That was Donald Trump misleading his entire flock into thinking that he had had an election stolen from him when he had absolutely no evidence to back it up. So J.D. Vance wants to sit and tell us to reevaluate, to look into things, to think things over. Dude, you're running alongside the dude that gaslit this entire country. You're running alongside a dude who gaslit his followers into believing that an election was stolen from him to the point that they rioted on the nation's capital. And no, I will never forget it, no matter how many times they try to label them as patriots and hostages. You know, I could flip the script if J.D. Vance was sitting here in front of me. I could flip the script and, well, first of all, I'd have to say, dude, I realize you're just a sellout and you just got on this ticket so you can one day be president. We know that deep down you hate Trump too. But what I would say to J.D. Vance is, why don't you guys evaluate your sources of information? Why don't you guys stop and realize that Elon Musk had to buy Twitter and turn it into a dumpster fire of misinformation just so you could feel better about yourselves? There was no facts and no evidence to back up anything that y'all were saying, but you had to go over there so you could feel better about yourself. You had to sit there and scroll until, wait a minute, hold on, I know Trump won. Hold on. Yep, there it is. www.trumpwontheelection.com said he won it. By God, that's free speech. They're trying to censor me if I say anything different. I mean, seriously, the gall to sit and tell us, oh, you guys need to, think about what else they might have misled you on. I have never trusted mainstream media. And I've always fact-checked and double fact-checked my own team. I'm part of the Midas Touch Network. We have a group chat here on my phone. I could scroll back and show you countless times where we have said, are you sure that's true? Before we say this, are you sure that's true? There is countless times that I have made a video and got a text from one of the people in the chat going, hey, Brando, that story that we read that you're reacting to right now, hey, turns out that thing's been debunked. Stop. Don't put that video out. Okay, good, great. Yeah, glad you caught that one. Didn't realize that was satire there for a minute. That's how we work. That's how we operate. And yet they go into their echo chambers and they sit and listen to everyone tell them that Donald Trump is God and they believe it. So I'm not going to let someone like J.D. Vance sit and try to act like that we were misled when Donald Trump took the Bible and led Christians straight to hell. When Donald Trump took the Constitution and led this country straight to hell. He has bastardized everything that was once deemed sacred and even put his own damn name on it and grifted it like a piece of crappy merch. So I'm not going to let just Dodge, Vance, J.P. Mandel, whatever the hell you want to call him, I'm not going to let him lecture me on reflection. Take a look at maybe you've been lied to. No, we know who lied to us. We were calling it out on a daily basis who lied to us. And I can already tell you that, yeah, the day will come when you'll see a video where I'll say, guys, and I'm never going to miss Donald Trump, by the way. I will miss Dick Cheney before I miss Donald Trump. I will never miss Donald Trump, but there will come the day that I'll go, yeah, JD just did it. He surpassed Donald Trump as the most despised politician because he's another fake-ass hillbilly like a Jason Aldean. And that's one of the reasons why I don't miss playing music. I really don't. I don't miss sitting on a bar stool and some jackass walking up to me and asking me if I'll play Jason Aldean. Play some Hicktown. No, I'm not going to sit here and bastardize our culture. And I sure as hell ain't going to listen to some J.P. Mandel that's going to bastardize my hillbilly culture and his crappy book that put me to sleep not once but twice. I didn't make it through it the second time. Because the second time around I was reading it in his voice going, my God, this was bad enough the first time. I don't know. Before this video ends, he may have already surpassed Trump because that tweet is absolute bullshit. But on that note, I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing here on the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and come along for the ride. We did see some people walk away, and I took no offense at that. Didn't yell at you. Didn't say, "Oh, you're trying to censor me." I didn't say any of that. I said, "Hey, take a break, relax. It's okay. Hug your children, walk your dog, watch a movie. Do whatever you got to do because that's the kind of reasonable people we are." But I'm really glad to see that number has not only came back, but it's went double that. So either people are coming back or new people are tuning in. And if you're tuning in for the first time, I truly appreciate it. If you're watching this video and you haven't hit that button and you want to see more rants about JP Mandel coming in the future, hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't already, be sure to check us out over on Patreon. I do have the link, and it's corrected now in the bio description of this video. So check out that link. We've had a good time over there playing some music. I've done a cigar review earlier today. We've over there we kind of get away from the politics. We take a little bit of a break from it, and we just talk on other things. We talk about a lot of different things. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to. And thank you guys so much for coming along on this ride. And let's hope that we don't have to ride with JP Mandel for the rest of our lives.